No, we don't know. That's why we called you. We haven't the slightest idea where those pictures were shot. We can't even guess.
Ow!
What's the matter, Coop?
One of those flying hypodermics. This is a fine, healthy spot. Mosquitoes as big as hummingbirds.
Oh, careful, son. You're knocking the climate of the capital city of Macedonia.
Yeah, some capital city. One palm tree and a Boy Scout pup tent. Wes, this is the wildest thing we ever did. What if Chuck can't get back?
Chuck Hudson is a man of many parts. Have faith.
Supposing they're putting him in jail, or something might happen to the time unit or the helicopter. We should have gone along.
Do you think they'll do it, Coop?
Who? What?
The United States. Do you think they'll recognize us?
Not if they know that Macedonia is the United States 50,000 years ago.
Well, we have to get legal recognition first, otherwise it wouldn't be safe. Well, there goes that mastodon again. Good old Buster.
Where is he?
Right there. Over by the grove, see? Ah, he's lonely.
What?
He probably is. He must have been run out of the herd by some younger bull. That's why he hangs around like some homeless dog.
One thing worries me, Wes. I know you dreamed up the time unit, and we all chipped in for the helicopter, but can you just claim territory on your own like we did?
Why not? We found it, it's ours.
Hey, Buster's coming this way. Give me the rifle.
No, wait. Maybe he's only bluffing.
If that mastodon comes through here, he'll stomp everything flat. I'll give him 3 steps more.
Oh, it'd be such a shame to plaster him. He's such a nice old monster.
One more step and he gets it.
Hey, that's Chuck. He's back.
I wish he could fly that helicopter better. He might wreck it.
Well, anyway, he scared Buster off.
Poke those fires up, Wes.
Oh, they're high enough, Coop.
You don't want a saber-tooth waltzing through here, do you?
Well, we better get a stockade up. Some night a herd of mastodon will come busting in here, and if they ever hit the helicopter, we'll be dead ducks. We'd never get back. We'd be stuck back here in the Pleistocene age. I won't feel safe till we get another helicopter.
Those mastodons carry a lot of ivory. And the mammoths up north.
Oh, sure. And get socked in the jug for smuggling ivory? The only way to cash in on the time unit is to get diplomatic recognition for Macedonia.
We've got a good case. You said so yourself.
What, a saber-tooth?
Down by the grove.
I don't like that. Sounds closer. Hey, poke up that fire, will you, Coop?
Oh, well, that's Buster.
There he is. He's tangling with a saber-tooth.
I'll lay 3 to 5 on Buster.
Cat's drawing blood. I'll take $5 of it.
Come on, Buster. Roll on him, will you?
Cat's on his head now. Hey,
he's coming this way.
Look out!
Hey, Wes, turn him. Shoot.
Hey, got him! Is he dead?
Yeah.
The tiger's gone. He won't get far.
Neither will we.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, good old Buster. Trust him to drop dead right across the helicopter.
Well, we can fix it, can't we?
We probably won't even be able to roll Buster off of it. The rotor blades are twisted and the frame is a mess. A total mess, gentlemen. We are in trouble. Macedonia faces a crisis.
Herb, you're the key man in the administration. You swing a big stick on the hill. You can't give up on Project Mastodon now.
Les, it's been 10 years. If they were coming back, they'd be here by now.
Look, I've been working on this ever since we got those films. I've traced their lives from the time they were born till the time they disappeared. Adams was the brains. The other two were quite capable of helping him carry it out. Hudson knew all the angles.
Les, I've sneaked your appropriation through 4 times. Now, there's a limit.
But I've got the proof. We've had every paleontologist in the country go over those films. They couldn't be faked. Who would know to put lynx tassels on the ears of saber-toothed tigers? Who would know that young mastodons were black? And the location. We tracked down Adams Farm just from landmarks in the prehistoric landscape in those films. We've got to contact them.
Look, Les, even assuming it's all true, a planet has only a grand total of resources. If we get Adams' device...
Time machine.
If we exploit resources of prehistoric America, won't we be robbing ourselves of our own heritage?
Look, Herb, I've been over all that with the AEC. There's a lot of lead in southwestern Wisconsin. If we go back far enough, we can catch it when it's uranium.
The whole research project hasn't turned up a lead on Adams' machine, if it exists.
We've got to keep watching that farm. They might return. We've got to keep looking for them, no matter how long it takes.
Listen, Wes, we can't stay around here much longer. Old Buster's getting a little too strong.
Yeah, well, I'll have the time unit clear the helicopter in a few minutes. Then we'll just have to move camp upwind.
Look at him. It's only 2 days since he dropped dead, bless his heart. Already those vultures are half into him.
I'll have him picked clean inside of a week.
Give me the hex wrench, will you?
Wes, is it all right? The time unit?
Well, we won't know until we try it, Coop. And then, of course, it's too late.
Well, either it does or it doesn't. Problem is, how are we going to use it without the copter?
Couldn't we take a chance on using it on the ground?
No, we have to get up in the air. You don't want to take a chance of arriving in the 20th century about 6 feet underground.
Wait a minute, Wes. It's got to be higher here than in the 20th century. Look, these hills have stood here since the Jurassic era. They got to be weathered down.
Yeah, I know. The only safe way is to build a platform about 12 feet high. That should be enough to clear us.
But suppose we come out on the other end 2 feet higher.
Well, we fall. Which would you rather do? Take a chance on a broken leg or stay
Yeah,
here?
okay. Now, what do we build the platform out of?
There you are, Wes.
All right, I got it. Chuck, comes the next stone.
Now, wait a minute.
Hey, look out. You want the whole pile to come down?
I'm sorry. Okay, Wes, hand it up.
Yep.
Give me.
That's about 12 feet, isn't it?
Well, it ought to be. It took us 10 days to pile it up. Look out, I'm coming down.
All right, don't start an avalanche.
Well, pretty soon we'll be able to start all over again.
Mm-hmm. If the unit works.
Yeah, that isn't all. We don't have any proof we've been back here. We'll be stone broke. Another helicopter would cost $30,000. Can't walk into a bank and borrow $30,000 to take a short trip to the Stone Age.
Wes, where do you figure we are? I mean on the farm.
Well, I think we're clear of the barn and the silo.
I hope so.
The way I figured, we're astraddle that barbed wire fence at the south end of the orchard.
Well, we might as well give it a try.
All right, I'll get the unit. You two climb up on top of the pyramid. You ready?
Think it'll work, Wes?
I don't know, Coop. Got pretty well banged up when Buster hit the copter. I haven't got the equipment to check the waveforms. All right, stand around close, bend your knees a little. Might be quite a drop.
Go ahead. Push the button.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Doesn't work.
Well, that's that. We're stuck.
I'm sorry, Les.
There's nothing you can do, Herb. You've been out of government for 5 years.
If there's anything I can do, the board of directors instructed me to offer you...
No, thank you.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, now that you're retired.
I bought a farm.
Oh?
In Wisconsin.
You haven't given up, have you?
I'm the only one. They closed Project Mastodon down 3 years ago, and they've been hinting ever since that I'd be happier retired. Old Bowers, he's the crackpot from Project Mastodon.
I'm sorry, Les, but it has been 20 years.
Yes, it has. But think of it. From a military point of view, hidden bases in enemy territory itself, centuries removed in time, yet only seconds away. If we had bases like that and shelters...
Relax, Les. It's all over.
Sure. It's all over.
Missed.
You should be more careful. We've only been stuck a month now. Someday we'll run out of ammo, and then it's bows and arrows.
It's cold. There'll be snow soon.
Coop, I'm worried about Wes. He takes it pretty hard.
As long as he's tinkering on that time unit, he's happy.
Oh, he isn't going to repair the unit. He hasn't got a chance. Back in the workshop with the tools, maybe.
Well, anyway, the hunting's great.
Well, maybe we better start saving bullets for big game. We won't be lords of creation around here long without our guns.
Yeah, and if one of us gets sick or breaks a leg, well, nobody lives forever.
Wes is the lucky one. He's got that time unit to tinker with. Come on. We better get back to camp.
Hey, Wes! Come on.
Wes! Wes!
There's no sign of him. Wait, there's a note on the door.
Wes!
Never mind, listen. Dear guys, I don't want to get your hopes up again and have you disappointed, but I think I may have found the trouble. I'm going to try it out. If it works, I'll be back to get you. Wes.
What, a fool?
That unit can't work. He must be off his rocker.
Wait a minute. Coop, look, that pyramid. It took us 10 days to pile those stones up.
It's gone. The pyramid of rocks. It's gone.
Oh, what the... Of all the confounded... Oh, what's going on out there? Rocks? Who dumped those rocks? My car, who's out there?
It's all right.
Don't you move, mister. I got a 45 pointed at you.
Well, I can explain.
Well, you better. There was a brand new car where you dumped that load of rocks. Who the devil are you?
My name is Wesley Adams.
Adams? Man, where have you been all these years?
Well, I don't suppose you'll believe me, but the fact is...
I've been waiting for you for 25 years. The others all gave up.
I'm sorry about your car.
Oh, never mind. I'll be right down. Now, don't touch a thing. Don't go anywhere.
Can't be 25 years. It's only been a few months in Macedonian time.
25 years. Man, it's been a long wait.
The unit must have been badly calibrated. You see, it isn't accurate for more than 50,000 years at a jump if the setting is moved.
Well, we better call Washington. I imagine you'll want the same terms as before.
Terms?
Recognition, economic aid from Macedonia, defense pact. Listen, Adams, you've got those saps over a barrel. You can get anything you want now.
The unit. I'll have to calibrate to the day to go back for them.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can have every scientist in the country working on it now. Oh, you've got them right where you want them. Hello? Long distance. This is Major General Leslie Bowers, retired. I want to put a call to the President of the United States, White House, Washington. You can tell them I'm placing the call for the President of the Republic of Macedonia.
Come on, Og, son of fire. Put another log on. It's cold.
It's good cold storage for the furs. Boy, when Wes gets back, we'll be millionaires. Furs, ginseng root, ivory.
If he gets back. It's been 5 years.
He'll come back. I feel it in my bones.
Well, he better find it before we get too old to enjoy anything. Unfortunately, there's no Social Security in Macedonia.
Don't you worry. Wes is working on it right now. I can feel it.
Hello, Charlie. Some just came through on the ticker. I want you to get a background story on it. And we just recognized Macedonia. What? How should I know where it is? Look it up in the encyclopedia. Huh? No, the item says formal recognition was delayed 5 years until communication could be established. Certain technical difficulties. What? I don't know. Wherever it is, I don't see what difficulties could hold up 5 years. It stands to reason wherever the place is, you could walk there in 5 years. Nah, it's not important. You know these postage stamp countries. Monaco, Luxembourg, they're all alike. What's so different about Macedonia?
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction magazine, which this month features the Theodore Sturgeon novelette, The Skills of Xanadu. When a malignant world endangers another, surgery is the usual answer. But perhaps there's another solution, to kill it with kindness. Galaxy magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you Project Mastodon, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Clifford D. Simak and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Floyd Mack, Dick Hamilton, Charles Penman, Raymond Edward Johnson, Frank Maxwell, Robert Hastings, John Larkin, and Joseph Julian. Your announcer is Jerry Damon. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Listen next week for the Murray Leinester story, If You Was a Motlin, a tale in which the childlike natives of a strange planet pull a real switch on a red-headed female witch, and everyone doubles in brass. That's next week on X-1.
Hey, good morning there, weirdos. Why are you guys so weird? Oh my god. Like, oh my god. No way. OMGOT. Oh my god. No way. The coffee is hot. The coffee is really hot this morning. Ah, baby. And sweet. It's sweet and hot. I switched coffee creamers. I had been using this little tiny little 6-ounce, I think it was 6-ounce bottle. It was a little tiny little bottle. It was like $3 for a little bottle of creamer, chocolate. And I just got tired of running out so quick and then having to go back and forth and back. I was going through like 2 bottles of this stuff a week, right? I was like, fuck that. So I switched to Italian sweet cream, with which I can just add a little squirt of my own coffee chocolate to it to enhance it. But this morning I'm just trying it with the Italian sweet cream. It's good. Good stuff. It's good. Good morning, Joey. How are you? How's it going? I was thinking about you this morning. I don't know why, but I woke up and I was like, hey, isn't Joey supposed to be coming in October? God. I imagine you're probably going to be here before I can come up with the money to mail this package to you. So you can just take it home with you, bro. Oh, bees, I swear. I get all these plans and then work just stops. But anyway, it'll be a nice thing for you when you get here. And you got to give me dates, too. You got to give me dates so I can try to get you a place to stay. Try to get you a couple of nights out here somewhere so you can hang out. Explore, adventurize. Get your vroom vroom on. Yeah. Oh man, I woke up starving. Boy. I ate dinner real early, and then I only ate a little bit. Oh, late September. Okay. Wow. How late? My daughter's birthday party is on the 21st. And we've got one of the rental houses on that weekend there. So let me know if things... And I get to meet Jacob, right? Very cool. Totally cool. See? You see there? This whole YouTube experience has been paid for just meeting you guys. That's it. It's worth it. The whole thing, it's worth it just to have met you guys. I could retire from YouTube right now, and it will all have been worth it. I'm serious. I don't get to make too many new friends. New friends that I actually like. So this is pretty cool for me. Yeah, baby. Well, let's see. You're not going to stay in... Well, not for that long. You can stay for a night or two. I can get you a night or two, whatever you want, at one of these houses here. And then at least you don't have to, like, futz around with anything. You can just show up, throw your stuff in the house, and go have fun, and know that you got a place to sleep, a place to cook your food, and all that stuff. But yeah, if you guys got time, it'd be great to get together and do a little dinner. Well, I got this itch on my ankle here. I always get these morning itches, you know. It's a product of my psoriasis / shingles. So the surface of my skin gets really irritated, and then if I fuck with it, then I wind up just all broke out, you know. And my ankle is breaking out big time. It's horrible. It's horrible. And the sprays and creams and stuff, they don't really work too well. I will put a little bit of ice on the affected area that is itching like crazy. And just freeze it out. Yeah, just freeze out the itch. Oh, that hurts. Man, I sat here until midnight last night, of course. Well, I did get a 6-hour nap yesterday. Oy. I'm like, what the hell happened? I laid down for 2 hours and woke up 6 hours later. This sucks. And then, of course, I got up and I had dinner and an insurer, and I was wide awake until midnight. And then in bed, I'm lying in bed just going boo, 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 boo. So I finally got to sleep at around 1. And then I was up twice. And then I was up before my alarm. So then I snoozed too long and got out here way too late. Way too late. I had to start my radio show and my pre-show stuff way early. Totally. Way too totally frickin' early. Way too totally fucking heavy. Right? Sign language, everybody? Lake Elsinore, sign language. Way too totally fucking heavy. Got it? Alright, there you go. Now you know. Orale. Orale. Everybody's got their little things, you know. Oh my god, this guy is so fucking weird.
That ain't the half of it. Oh my god. Jesus. Ah, jeez.
So I'm sitting here last night, and I'm just kind of looking for elements for the channel, right? I'm searching my internet sources, and I'm digging up videos here and there, and I'm on there to find some educational films for next month, right? So I'm thinking, all right, well, I'll try to dig up a half dozen or so educational films, at least for next week. So I did, and then I kept coming across little tiny video bites from the drive-in and from the theater, you know, the snack bar. You know, let's go to the snack bar. Hey, we got cheeseburgers at the snack bar. Coming attractions, that kind of stuff. I like 100 of these little tiny snippets, right? And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be perfect for the video time machine, right? I can just interject these things in between trailers, and that's going to be bitchin'. Coming attractions, and then show a trailer. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about doing a going to the movies style video time machine. Pretty awesome. I was also trying to find elements for the Elsinore Brothers and Sisters show. Very little. I did find some little short films that had great early graphics, early computer graphics, early animated graphics, and that kind of stuff. Where it's just a video of images, right? Computer created images or animated images or oscilloscope stuff. And I thought, you know what, that's great material for backdrop stuff, right? Or if I want to have two images kind of melded together so they're kind of, one's transparent, you can kind of see through one to the other one, and then have one of these weird shapes and things going on in the background, you know, and then, I don't know, my face up close going, boogie, 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 I don't know. But I'm thinking, you know what, dude? These are some cool elements, you know? And so I just chuck them into a file, and they get forgotten about until I need to create a specific video, and then it's like, okay, where are all of those things that I've been piling up, right? Yeah, buddy. I think I've got like a stock footage and a special effects footage and a sound effects thing. I've got a couple of different files in here. I gotta dig them up. You think it would be easy to find stuff on a computer, you know? You just look through, you find a file, you type in a file name, push enter, and the files pop up. If you don't remember the file name, and it's buried within files, within files, within files, oh man. And I have a tendency to do that. I overfile stuff. That's it exactly. I overfile. I get way too many files within files holding on to stuff, and then it's like, well, where'd that shit go? And then I got to dig through this and go into, open a file, and then go into these 4 files, and then inside of those 4 files are 4 more files, and it just goes on and on and on. So lately, I've been reducing files, consolidating, packing stuff together in the same spot. You know, it's like, why do I got 3 different places where there's the shadow with Orson Welles graphics and audio? Why are there 3 different places? There should be one spot for graphics within the shadow file. That's it. End of story. So I've been doing that, and going through and making sure that when I'm doing editing a radio show and putting a radio show together, that I'm using the correct graphics, and I'm not over editing. I'm not taking in like 5 elements to create one soundtrack video. I'll take in the sound, and then rather than do a bunch of graphic elements, I'll create one graphic and then enhance that with an episode title and date, and that's it. So I wind up with 3 graphics per video. That's important. So I'm going to go back to Dragnet, because Dragnet is one that I was editing yesterday, and I've got several. Oh man, I gotta get more of these notebooks. I've got them overpacked, so my pages are ripping out when I turn pages. It's kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna go back to Dragnet and oh yeah. Son of a mother. Okay, so yesterday, or the day before, I created a bunch of graphics for Dragnet and Suspense and The Shadow and a bunch of other ones so that I could just go through and edit. So I did that. And now I am there we go. There I am. So I am here. This is the episode that I last did, Truck Hijackers, right? So I'm going to switch my keyboards here, bring my graphic computer keyboard down, put my live keyboard up, and I am going to change this title here to the next title, and that one is The Big Drink. No. It's got to be one with a dot. There it is. It's got to be one with a dot. Okay. Spring Street Gang. That's the name of the next one. So, Spring Street Gang. There we go. And I am going to go to the date. The date. There we go. And October 1st is this one. Now this is a few months later. I think, yeah, December 1st on this one. Okay, December 1st, and we're still in 1949 for the rest of the month. Now, what's neat about my files is they're printed from the actual, somebody collected all the information from these shows, and they have the actual date of the episode and the weather on that day. It was windy that day. Juvenile Night Watch. This case started on Sunday, March 27th in Juvenile on the Night Watch, right, with Chief Ed Backstrand. And someone just told me that on my comments that Chief Backstrand was played by, what's his name? Raymond Burr, right? The Ironside and Perry Mason, right? So there's that. Okay, so I've got my title corrected here now. So now I am going to delete these two pieces of media because we do not need them. And they'll just mess things up. So we're going to get rid of that. We keep this graphic. This is our main key title graphic here. We are going to now import. The last one we did was Near a Wolf. And we are going to go back to Dragnet. And we should have the graphics and the sound. Spring Street Gang. Here we go. So we should have the graphics here, and there we are. And we'll grab the graphics as well. And that's all we need to create this episode. That's it. So we're going to pop this guy in now while this is preparing. And then we'll zoom in on this graphic here, this PNG. My title graphic. We'll open it up so we can see it. We'll shrink it down so that it fits right in alongside his head here. And try to keep it in the dark so it's easy to read, right? There we go. That looks great. Take a quick look at it. It looks really good. And now we're going to fade it in and out so that it comes in with the key graphic as well. Let me just did this one here, 5, and then line this one up here, so that one should be at 5 too. And we'll just make sure. Yep. Okay, we're gonna make all of this the same size now, so that I can line this title up with the other graphic. Make sure they stop and start at the same time, right? All the way to the end. And this is preparing. As soon as this is prepared, we will add this element, line up the ends of the JPEG and the PNG. I will check the first couple of seconds of the beginning and the end, and then I will save. And then hopefully this won't take much more than a half an hour, and I can come back and do another one and another one and another one, and then move on to the other. I think Near a Wolf was the next one. So this is pretty much what I do on a regular basis, is make these little videos. So I'm turning about a half a gigabyte of information into just about a gigabyte of information. Just the collaboration of the three elements and the fading in and out of a couple of the elements. The titling, all of this is just bumping it up from where this one graphic here was. This JPEG, you know, which was only like 500 megabytes. All right, and we're just about ready. And there we go, and let's drop this guy in. And let's go to the end, take a look at the end. And that's it. That's it. The audio fades in, fades out. Well, we don't want the audio to fade in and fade out. We want it to just start up when it starts up. And that's it. Close this window. Close that window. Shrink this down. Boopy bobby boopy. And that's it. Syncing complete. And we can now export. There's no reason to do it at 4K. I'm not using any 4K stuff, so. And 2, 3. Oh, it's kind of slow. It's going to take about 45 minutes to save this one. That's a bummer. And there you go. That's that. So there's a little look at what I do. What I do. So I was just looking at the Dr. Frankenfurter here. And it reminds me of something I read yesterday that said that, oh, what's his name? Oh, his name was right there, and then it just evaporated. O'Brien, that guy, the guy who wrote the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I could never remember his name because he doesn't look like his name. Do any of us look like our names? Do I look like a Michael? I think Crazy Old Weird Bearded Guy fits more appropriately than Michael. Of course, I wouldn't have been Crazy Old Weird and Bearded when I was young. I would have just been Crazy Old Weird Guy. Crazy Weird Guy. That's it. Even then, I was pretty old. A 4.1% over here. Yeah, it's going to be an hour. Probably 45 minutes to an hour. I love it when I get comments about these old-time radio shows. Somebody commented that they just love these shows. Thank you so much. And I'm like, awesome. Once again, makes it all worth it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Or when they're like, the guy who commented about Raymond Burr being Chief Backstrand on Dragnet, right? Or, you know, any of the people who just stop by and they're like, dude, this is my favorite show back then. Oh my gosh, man, I haven't heard this in forever. That is so awesome. I see a lot of people watching those educational films that I post. Not too many comments. Some of them are kind of weird. Go figure. But they all, seriously, they all mean, every time I'm going through the list and I see one, I'm going to say, that one there. I don't know why, but it feels like me. It feels like this is something that would have made me have feelings back then, you know, if I'd watched this. So I do. So I watch it and I have feelings. Gotta have a little roll of toilet paper here. No matter what you do in life, have a little roll of toilet paper with you. Ay, jeez. It comes in handy. You can wipe a lot more than your butt. Oh, yeah. So, yesterday, I didn't do much. But I did get out and pump up the tire on the old Saturn sitting out there and put the battery in it. Of course, it didn't start. I don't know whether the battery just died between then and now when we had it charged, or if it needs a jump, or if it's just not, something's not making a connection. Who knows? You get a few more bucks for it if it's running when they pick it up, right? At this point, it ain't even worth the fucking hassle to drive it down there. I do not want to get stalled out halfway and have to have it towed. And then, what's the point? It's non-op, so it's going to be a bummer to drive it anyway. I could have it towed down there by AAA, and then it would have to be running in order to get some good money for it. I mean, that's an idea, is to have it towed down there by AAA. If I could just get it running first, so that when I get there, I can start it up and drive it in and get a little bit more money for it, right? That minivan that we have parked on a friend's piece of property, that's been there for 10 years. It died, the transmission died on it. It was like, all right, we moved on, and it just sat there non-opt. So it's the engine compartment has been turned into a rat's nest. So there's no way of ever getting it started. It's just a matter of getting it down to the pick apart place or junkyard or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. My wife found it. Oh, dropped a few frames there a while ago. I don't know how that happened. Uh-huh. Yep, Rooney. So pretty much all apps and programs and stuff are run off of the internet. You carry stuff here that accesses the original stuff. That's from what I understand. So my programs, I can't use any of my programs. If I take my laptop and go sit somewhere, I need to have Wi-Fi or set up a hotspot in order to do this, right? Because I can't just sit and write somewhere. I'm going to go sit on a mountaintop and write. Well, there's no cell signal there. I ain't going to get a fucking Wi-Fi signal off my phone, so I'm boned. And you can't even, use offline. You can't even do that with some of these programs. So that being said, when I'm doing stuff over here, seemingly without being online, it probably is, and it's probably disturbing the streaming, causing it to slow down, buffer, drop frames, whatnot, right? Poke a chip, poke a chip. I'm too mince and what? Shut up. Go into the Utah. Metah? No, Utah. Metah? No, Utah. What did Utah? I taught Putty Tat. That's what Utah. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, last time I went to Utah, I've been there a couple of times recently. Last time I went, a couple of years ago, about, to rescue a friend in need. Turned out to be pointless because the guy didn't even want to rescue himself. Loser. A loser and a user. So, I don't know, I'm not really fond of the whole Utah thing anymore. I get burned down on the state because of the people that burned me out, not because of the state. It's like, I don't want to go back there because it holds too many memories of me being nice, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, baby. Well, I finished my cereal bar. My tiny little morsel of breakfast to try to prime myself for future food. Future food? What's he gonna eat? Like some kind of stuff wrapped in foil? Some kind of space food? Yeah, that's it. Give me a nutrition pill. That's it. Remember when we were, this is the 2000s. This is the 2020s. We were supposed to have food in pill form, flying cars, teleportation devices, space stations and motels on the moon and missions to Mars. And we were supposed to have all kinds of shit here in the future. And what do we get? A couple of idiots duking it out on TV, trying to vie for our vote. It's like, let me see, idiot number 1, idiot number 2. These are my choices? These are my fucking choices? Really? Just shoot me now. Please. No. No wonder people don't fucking vote. You don't give them anything to vote for. You give them garbage. Fucking garbage. Prima donnas, fuckheads, Karens, fucking idiots, people who have no clue what their job is even about. Have you even taken a fucking history class? Any of you? No. Fucking morons. Ugh. My wife, I will go in there and she's got the debate on, or news with debate footage, and I'm like, I just have to turn around and walk out of the fucking room. You know? I cannot fucking stand that crap. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. You know? And as soon as you fucking start playing along with that bullshit, you might as well just give up your IQ. You just crashed 100 fucking IQ points. As soon as you fucking get into it. As soon as you get involved. As soon as you think, well, do I want this guy or that guy? You're fucked. You're exactly where they want you. Behind the 8 ball. They don't care about you. They don't even care about your vote. They just care that you want to be ruled over. That's it. You know? You want to be dominated. And you prove that every time you go along with their bullshit. Stop going along with their bullshit. Stop it. We're supposed to believe it because everybody else believes it? Fuck. Give me a break. It just hurts. It hurts to watch TV anymore and to see these fucking idiots, and then to see the newscasters, the complete fucking morons, and then the people in the street. Would you please tell me what? Yeah, man, these guys are. I'm going for this guy because this guy's. I couldn't even tell you when we had a good president. Jimmy Carter. He's the only president that's still worth a piss. Right? Every other president turned out to be garbage before they're even out of office. All right? Jimmy Carter, James Earl Carter Jr., is that his name? I don't know. Jimmy Carter, he's like the best human president we've ever had. All the other presidents seem like aliens compared to this dude. Talk about having a real human in office, right? And he wasn't perfect, you know. Everybody going, well, he did this, you do that. Like, everybody can fucking, you can say the same thing about any fucking president. More so about the last 40 years than you know, anybody who bags on James Carter, you're just part of the bullshit too. You've fallen into the propaganda. You listen to too much bullshit. You've heard too many people talk about this side over here, you know. Well, I'm glad we got rid of Jimmy. You weren't even fucking born during Jimmy Carter's administration. I'm glad we were fucking Reagan. Give me a break. You know nothing. Nothing. And yet, you know, that's why they want you to vote. Because they want uneducated, barefoot, fucking slack-jawed, mouth-breathing morons out there fucking pulling the fucking goddamn thing. That's it. You know, don't be one of those. Don't. Pick up a freaking, you know, there's a thing called pen and paper. You pick it up, you write, you put it in an envelope, and you send it to your fucking, your congressmen, your senators, all of these people. And you tell them, well, enough is enough. You flood the place with emails and phone calls. That's what you do. You shame them. You know? Oh, and shame on people who fucking fall for this bullshit. I, you know, passively aggressively shame my wife when she's watching the bullshit. not going to come straight out and say you're a fucking moron, turn it. But I'm going to say, you know what? This show's for morons, turn it. I gotta heat my coffee up. Yeah.
I'll be back in a flash.
Now that I've pissed off everyone with my political views. Much too much. All right, no wedgie. Okay. Now, politics was designed, just like religion, politics was designed for control purposes. That's it. You know, we designed God in our own image so that it would be easier to pass it on to others as some form of reality, right?
It's just like us. God's just like us. He's a dude with a beard on a fucking cloud,
pointing his finger down. You know? Why do you think they designed God to be like that? So that we would have an easier time accepting it. If they said God is just a cloud of ether, just an omnipotence, people are going, what the fuck is omnipotence? We're humanity. We got a third grade fucking level. Why do you kind of come at us with big words? Just say it's a dude. There's a guy up there who's in charge of everything, and we got to obey. Or the king down here is going to whoop our butts, right? Because we didn't obey what God said through the king. Give me a break. Oh, I believe. I have spirituality and religious aspects to my character, but they don't fall in line with the bullshit that they're trying to force feed us. Since the birth of humanity, they've been force feeding us bullshit to keep us in line, to keep us on, to be good slaves, basically. I heard guys talking about work and jobs and stuff the other day when I was out. And it almost made me cry right out there in public to hear people talk so earnestly about doing these tasks for other people, these menial little fucking tasks for other people just to get enough money to scrape together enough to get by, right? And that's what humanity is. Giving up all of yourself so that you can go and stand in line to make a couple of fucking pennies so that you can then pass them off to somebody else to get a little bit of this to help you get through this so that you give them this and get a little bit to get you through. And it's just a fucking slave cycle, right? And if you don't see it, you don't see it. Have a great time being a slave, But if you see it, then what do, right? You wake the fuck up. You readjust so that you're not filling somebody else's fucking pockets and somebody else goes on vacation and you have to work during your vacation because you need that extra money, right? Well, I can't take a vacation. Can I get my vacation pay but not take a vacation? Yeah, can I do that? Yeah, let's do that. How many times have people done that? Give up a vacation because they've got a balloon payment or some fucking bullshit that they got to deal with, right? That's slavery. That's it in a nutshell. Really, people? I keep dropping frames for some reason. But once in a while, I drop a couple of frames. Drop 100 frames, boom. Drop 100 frames, boom. Nothing serious going on. My live stream. The speed looks good. It's good. It's good. So let's see. I am going to just make videos today. I'm going to try to upload my last 1, 2, 3 videos by this evening. Inner Sanctum, Gildersleeve, Night Beat. I haven't made them yet. I'm going to finish making the Dragnuts, finish making the Suspense. No, I need to worry about the ones that are weekly. Suspense and Inner Sanctum are monthly, so I don't have to worry about them right now. If I get the other ones done, then I can go back and finish off those for the couple of months. I've got all my educational films booted up and timed to air throughout next week. Yay! It seems pretty run-of-the-mill now to be uploading stuff. I'm just about done with X-1, which means I am going to have to start creating Dimension X videos. I think I'm going to use the same format since those shows are related. Pardon me. I think I'm going to use the same format. The space, the stars, Starfield. Maybe I'll use this Starfield this way, or I'll use the side window Starfield. I don't know. I've got a whole lot more options now. The more complicated the graphic, the harder it is to edit the whole thing together. So, we'll see. I'll have to put together a couple of samples and save them and see how long it takes to save the different samples. I'll probably do those Dimension X's over here, where I've got better graphics, faster computer, because those are going to be bigger files, so I'll want to do them over here. So I'll be pulling all the Dimension X audio onto this computer, probably from here. I think I've got it all on this hard drive, this external hard drive here. So I can take it all, put it over here, create my videos, upload them from here, and then one at a time save them over to here and upload them from here onto my hard drive, external hard drive. So like that, you know. So I keep using data, and then I can get rid of it and free up storage. Right? Right? Like, oh my God. Yeah. Thursday. Throwback Thursday. Ah, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's why I'm wearing the old Zig Zag Arena t-shirt here. Zig Zag, baby. If I had the extra dubage, I'd roll a joint. Right? Roll a joint. What's a joint, Mom? Don't listen to him. He's one of those frickin' hippies. Ah, there we go. This is my Sucrets box. Y'all remember Sucrets, right? Throat lozenge. All of the hippies would carry these because, yeah, man, they'd get all raspy throats from smoking. So in my Sucrets box, I keep a little kit. This is my little, here, I'll turn it up here on my forehead where you can see it. It's my little roach clip. You squeeze it, it opens up the little thing on the end so you can get a roach in there. And then, this is my pack of Zig Zags here. My pack of old school Zig Zag papers. 70s style, back when they first started putting barcodes on things, right? And there's the Zig Zag dude on the front. And, of course, if you're going to roll a joint, you need to be able to light them. So I've got my book of Circle K matches in here. Original Circle K matches from the 80s. I don't fuck around when I'm time traveling, man. You don't pinch pennies when you're time traveling, man. You don't pull punches, man. You go big. So that's my little time travel kit. Ooh, it's down to 15 minutes on the saving over there. That's pretty good. I could knock out a couple an hour at this point, because I've got a few of these videos to make here this morning. I've got, let's see, is this the one? This is Dragnet. Here we go. Spring Street Gang. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Roseland Roof Murders. I did create that graphic. Ink that. All right. So I put a red dot next to the show. See the shows? I put a red dot next to the episode number that tells me that I have the audio. I have found the audio and I have it, and it's usable. And then the red dot becomes a black dot when I have created the episode graphics for that particular episode. And then when I've recorded the episode onto a video, like I'm doing now here with Dragnet. Dragnet is 68.5%, 15 minutes to go. So once I get that done, then I will put a red slash next to that number and that dot. There's the dog. Once I have uploaded it onto YouTube, that red slash becomes a red X, which means it's finished. It's gone through the process. Let's not wake up them boys. Because them boys wake up and then they'll get me moving around again. Moving around, moving around, moving around. So that's the editing, video making process. It's pretty basic. I get on the internet, I find my audio, usually from the list that I have. Usually I'll go in order. I used to just pick them out randomly, and then I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I might as well do it right. So I'll pick them out in order, right? Okay, let me get the next 6 episodes in the series so that I can kind of keep the holes down, the blank spots, right? Make sure that there's no gaps. Even though most of these shows are like analog series where they, did I say analog? Analogy, allegory, allegro, aloha.
What the fuck is he doing now? Leave him alone, Harry. He's had a mental mind fuck. You're telling me. Guy's a fucking kook. Chill out there, Harry.
Shut up, punk.
You ain't gonna give me none of that, buddy.
Marge, tell your brother-in-law to shut up. So, on occasion, I do like to roll a doobie, but I don't like to smoke them here. It's you light a joint and you puff on it, and it's just a constant flow of smoke. That's it. It's just a constant burning of smoke, smoke, smoke. The whole house will fill with smoke and get stinky. I don't like to smoke outside because it's 110 degrees out most days. So I don't smoke the joints in the house. Usually I will smoke a little tiny one hitter so that I'm only creating the amount of smoke that I'm going to be using. Or I'll use the bong, which filters it and kind of makes it less smoke in the atmosphere here. I like to take a joint out when I go out somewhere and hopefully find someone to blaze a doobie with, you know. I've been really missing going out and doing open mic and hanging out and doing that kind of stuff. Man, I just ain't been up to it, you know. Physically, I'm always drained, you know. My sleep period's cut in 2 because I just cannot sleep for long periods of time. It seems that 6 hours is my max when I'm exhausted. When I'm exhausted, 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. But I get 8 hours and I get loopy, and then I can't sleep for 18, 20 hours. I'm like wide awake. It's like I can't sleep. 10 minutes remaining. 75%. Cool. That's it. We're going to stack a bunch up, and then we're going to move them on over to the Dragnet area, and then we'll move on to the next series, and I think that's going to be Near a Wolf, and I'll put together a half dozen or more Nero Wolves for the rest of the month and next month. And I had thought about, you know what, why not just load up everything for the month and be done with it. And I may actually wind up doing that for October, right? I may wind up loading up the whole month because there's a few things going on in October. There's a few things going on this month, but nothing major that requires like picking up and leaving town and that kind of stuff. And October, it's going to be a little wonky. I'm hoping we get busy, right? I'm hoping we get busy. A little more work would be nice. Huh? Totally. Yeah. You should, Joey, if you're still there, you should try to find Pappy and Harriet's online, Facebook or wherever, but Pappy and Harriet's in Pioneer Town. And see if there's anything going on the weekend that you're here or the days that you're here, because they've got stuff going on all week long. We see shows out there on a Tuesday or a Thursday or stuff, so you can always find a show. Just in case you guys decide you want to, see some live music. If you're, depending on when you're here, there's something going on every night. It's just a matter of what night you're here and what you want to see, right? So yeah, when you get a better idea of your days that you're going to be here, even if you're like last minute, okay, we're leaving today and we're going to be there in 2 or 3 days. And then it's like, okay, well, I'll tentatively line up something as far as the room goes and then ink it once you're like really close. Because it's really slow right now, so more than likely we won't have to worry about getting you guys into a place. Yeah. And then, like I said, there's always something going on. So if you guys are interested in spending at least one night going out and doing something, just let me know what night, and I'll see what's going on. Many, many different places to go see live music. I mean, really, there's live music going on just about every day of the week out here. Also, the theater just opened up out here, which is, I don't know about you guys, but we haven't had a theater here since before COVID. And the drive-in is only open 3 or 4 days a week, 3 days a week. And they don't have a huge schedule. They've only got one screen. They only play one movie at a time now. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys are about movies, but we got the drive-in and we got an actual sit-down theater now, again. So yeah, there's that. Also, we're real close to Palm Springs. We're only about a 40-minute drive down to Palm Springs, and a ton of thrift shops and record stores and God, everything, you name it. You fucking name it. They got it. We got it everywhere out here. It's crazy. Yeah, that's really cool. And then, yeah, if you guys are up for it, we can do some kind of dinner thing, get together and barbecue or cook some Mexican food or, I don't know, order a pizza, whatever. I don't get to host too many friends in my town, so, let me know what I can do to help you guys have a good time. I gotta get that hot again. It's gotta be sweet, but it's gotta be hot. Yep. Looks like I'll be headed on out. headed on out to the reservation. Uh-oh. I think I got a dog situation here. Let me go check. I'll be right back. Jeez, it was one dog, you know, out of one room, ran out of one room, ran to the door of the next room, opened it up, runs in, gets into that bed. It's like, that's their job. It's like, hey, man, I'm late. Man, I'm late for this shift. I got to get in there, and it's my shift. Okay, dog, if you say so. Out of the way. Out of the way, sleeping kid. I got to get to that sleeping kid. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. That's a good dog, Rita. Good dog. Definitely good dog, Rita. Yeah. Good dog, Rita. Oh my gosh. It just like all of a sudden blah, 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 and then it's quiet. And then blah, 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 and then it's quiet. That's morning for you. That's morning for you. I remember being homeless in the late 80s in Lake Elsinore, California, and sleeping on somebody's floor, somebody's couch somewhere, and waking up early, because that's what I do, and wake up super early, and the neighborhood is quiet and cold and foggy. You step outside to have a cigarette or, taking some cold morning air. And then somebody's always up early in the neighborhood there, cruising around. Usually it was Chris White getting ready to go to work with his dad or going out on the tractor or something. Yeah, them was the days. Yeah, being homeless and coming from a rudimentary home life, I enjoyed going out with my friends doing the stuff that they did normally with or for their families, right? I used to really love going out with Chris on the tractor to Canyon Lake to go to work. Because I felt like I was part of the world, I felt like I was a productive member of society out doing stuff. Yeah, sure, I just held a shovel, scooped it into the bucket and did this, But hey, I was making a few bucks, and getting out of town, and doing something and seeing stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Waking up early in Lake Elsinore was always great because it was almost always foggy, right? Oh, because we're just right over the mountain from the ocean, so we always got foggy. Of course, right now it's smoky because they're just surrounded by flames. Ortega Mountains are burning again. They seem to burn every 10 years. El Carrizo Village there, burned to the ground, everything. That sucks. Oh, I got another message from Joey. Yeah. It's like I look over and he says, yeah, and I'm like, well, when did that yeah get there, and what does it mean? Yeah to what? Holy crap. I'm negligent in my message viewing. Too much.
All right, I'll try to keep my eyes on it here.
6 minutes on my video. Yeah. Oh, 6 a.m. 6 in the a.m. I think I'm going to watch Candle Shoe again. I think that's going to become one of my regular movies when I'm sitting here working. I'm going to have to put it onto DVD. I'm going to have to put a couple of those onto DVD and see if I can play them on my TV. Right? Because I've got a couple of great old movies. Foxes with Jodie Foster. Bugsy Malone. I've got that one. I can pop that one onto DVD. Yeah, the one that I just started off talking about. Anyway, Candle Shoe. Another one with Jodie Foster. I've got a few really cool Jodie Foster movies from the late 70s, early 80s there. It's like 80. That's when she made the last movie of hers that I like, right? Really like. You know, she did a couple later on in the 80s and in the 90s, and I'm not a real big fan of the whole Clarice. I'm not a real big fan of that series. It's overdone. It wasn't a great movie to begin with. You know, she was okay in it. But for me, the one that I like is the one where she plays a girl who lived up in the mountains with her mother who had a speech impediment, so she learned her mother's speech impediment because they stayed by themselves. And the girl was a twin, and the twin died, and so she spent all this time living by herself with this crazy mother who couldn't talk right, so she learned how to talk improperly. And I can't remember the name of Taye and Aweye. That was the main line in the movie, you know, Trees in the Wind. But that was a good movie. There's a few others that are okay, but for me, it's her early work. Most of the stuff that Jodie Foster did, she did before 1980. Right, out of her 82 credits as an actor, over 50 of them. About 50 of them are 1980 before. Come on, you know. And great stuff, too. Even when she was a little tiny girl in Kung Fu, right, she still killed it. Everything that she was in, she killed. She transitioned really well into adulthood because she would do these great roles, and then she'd pop out and she'd come back as a preteen, and then she'd drop out for a while, she'd come back as a teenager, and she'd do teenage movies for a while, and she'd pop out and she'd come back as a 20-something, and then she'd drop out and she'd come back as a 30-something. So she had that momentum, you know, where she would not continue to ride on that success of something. She would take a break and use that to carry her to the next real part. Yeah, Jodie Foster. Really, really good stuff. You know, gay, not gay, straight, lesbian, whatever you want to say about Jodie Foster, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, everybody should be able to be whoever the fuck they want to be. I just know that she's a great actress. You know, and you know, most of my favorite movies are of the past anyway. So it's only normal that, you know, my favorite movies from her would be from when I was a kid. You know, as soon as the Candle Shoe came on and her character came walking around a corner, I saw myself. Literally, I actually saw myself coming around the corner. She's wearing that green army jacket, the short long hair. Looked like the hair was just long enough that she'd been off of Bugsy Malone, right? That had grown out some. and the way she walked and talked and carried herself and dirt on her face, and it was like I was looking at me. Seriously, I mean, street urchin, homeless, you know, it was great. That's one of those movies where like Escape from Witch Mountain, Escape to Witch Mountain, those two movies there, those are great because they have kids in those two movies who were underprivileged. And that pretty much sums up who I was growing up. I was underprivileged. I mean, so much so that normal people would like be in fear for my safety had they known how rough we had it growing up, right? I mean, had authorities known how rough we had it growing up, man, we'd have been yanked out of that household so quick, you know. But being groomed not to let others know what was going on in your life, all my childhood, you know, you don't talk about home, you don't talk about this, you don't talk about that, and that's like, that doesn't seem normal. Yeah, it never seemed normal, because then you'd see commercials and PSAs and stuff where they would talk about public service announcements, where they would talk about, you know, if you're having trouble at home and your parents are abusive and they're telling you not to speak up, that's when you should speak up. And I'm like, God, what the hell do I do? You know, I'm like, I'd always felt like at a crossroads when my parents would tell me something like that. Never tell, you know, even so much so that when I had a child, I had to tell my child. And then I thought, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I telling my child? And so at some point I told my child, look, if you ever think that your home life is fucked up, right? You need to go to authorities. I actually told my daughter, we told our daughter that, you know, my wife and I both. We said, look, if you think that, if you ever get to the point in your life where you think that your parents are so fucked up that they're screwing you up, you need to take care of yourself first and go get help. I told our daughter that, right? Not that we were fucking up, but I wanted her to know. You know, of course, I also told her, look, at that point in our lives, I told her, look, you can say Papa smokes, but don't say what Papa smokes, right? Don't say Papa smokes marijuana. That's not what teachers want to hear. That's not what school systems want to hear. So in that regards, she was never allowed to tell people this is what Papa does, right? And that was the one thing, the one stipulation. But first and foremost, when she was a little girl, we started telling her, look, if you feel like you're abused by anybody, including mom and dad, you need to speak up. So there's that. I didn't have that when I was a kid. No, I had the opposite. Don't you ever fucking say anything. That was my father speaking to us. Don't you fucking ever fucking. Telling you. Making noise. It's my wife on the blender. It's gonna get loud. I always get that warning. Don't ever turn on the blender without giving somebody a warning. That'll scare the shit out of somebody. All of a sudden the blender fires up. Or like if you're right in the middle of a scene on the show, and then the blender comes, like, oh fuck, this is live. Oh man. You give me the warning so I can say, well, wait a second, wait, don't turn it on yet.
It's gonna get loud.
Yeah. We got put in some pretty hairy situations as kids. I mean, as a child, I was quite often afraid for my life. Literally. What the fuck are they thinking? Why are we in this position? Why am I scared to death right now, right? Why are we going 80 miles an hour out of town in a motorhome trying to burn hell out of Nebraska and South Dakota with people chasing us shooting? Why? Why would you bring your kids to this? Well, where else are you going to leave them? Yeah, though the 70s were... I mean, the 80s were crazy, but the 70s, I mean, it's like the older I got, the mellower things got, right? The 70s, when I was young, things were fucking off the hook. Crazy. Always something weird going on. You know, it's like that was my parents' job, was to get into dangerous situations. What's your occupation? A thrill seeker? I don't know. Yep. All right, 45 seconds over here, and then I'll start a new video thing and do some hits, because, man, I need it. I'm starting to connect with that pain, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. All right. Yeah, right. Jazzed, man. Arr. Arr. Yeah. All right, and 25 seconds. Yeah. Now this, you know, I couldn't, I can't be upset with anybody for my past, my childhood. I can't, you know, burn my parents for it at the stake, because I wasn't them. I didn't know the things they knew. I didn't do the things they lived through, the stuff they lived through, you know. I didn't have their education or their lack of it, or their parents or their lack of it. I didn't, you know. So I can't sit here in judgment of what they did or didn't do as parents, right? All I can do is just express how I feel and felt, you know, during all of that. That's it. You know, I'm not here to crucify anyone. I don't love them any less. I don't love them any more, but I don't love them any less over things. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's it. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, I'm not going to go, oh, poor me, and then go get therapy over it. Pfft. You know, it happened. I understand enough about why it happened and how it happened and all this, and that's enough. You know, I can move on. I don't need to, you know, go screaming to a therapist or, you know, point fingers at people about things. You know, it's just not necessary. It's not necessary. All right. So let's see. In fact, let's just take you right along here with us again, and I'm going to put me back over here for now, and I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to keep editing the same video. So we're going to go back to this video here. We're going to grab this title here, and we're going to get rid of this title. We are going to grab my book, and oop, I hit. Okay. So I'm going to put a red slash next to Spring Street, because we just got that one done. The Jade Thumb Rings. So the Jade Thumb Rings. Did I spell it right? All right. And the date. And we're going to put in the date. And let's see, it's in December again. December 8th, of course, because it's the following week. And there it is, December 8th. And we are still in 49. That's it. So we are retitled. Now we are going to change elements. We are going to dismiss these elements. And we are going to import the audio and the graphics for the next episode. And the next episode is the Jade Thumb Rings right there. And let's also grab the graphic. So we have both of those. Let's insert the graphic. Oh, look, the sound is ready. Let's check the end. Boom. Go back to the beginning. While we're here on this particular graphic, make sure that it's faded. Okay. Let's enter this graphic. We're going to have to zoom in so that we can grab it and spread it out. And go here and spread it all the way to the end. There. Now we'll take the graphic and we'll shrink it down so that it will fit right here alongside Jack Webb's face. There we go. Blow it up and take a look at it. Looks good, readable. Alright. Now let's fade it in and out. Let's get a 5-second here. And then line this one up. Come on. There we go. So we got 5 seconds, 5 seconds. And that should be it. That should be it. We've got December 8th, 1949, Jade Thumb Rings up here. We've got this, it fades in and out. Let's go ahead and check this now. I'll go ahead and leave the volume up so we can listen to it. See, there we go. That faded in. That graphic faded in. Now let's see if it fades out. That right there. Yep, faded out. Looks good. That's it. Shrink it down all the way. Make sure all the elements are closed up. We're not using any elements. And we're going to export. And that's it. And now it's saving. And that's how we do that. So we'll try to get another one done by the end of the hour. It'd be great if I could do it in 20 minutes, because then I could squeeze another one in before the end of the hour. That would be swell. So there's that. All right. So I've got one computer taking us live and one computer working on content for the channel. Isn't that great? I'm very productive this morning. And I've got coffee, hot coffee. Sweet and hot. I know it's so hot. It's not so hot. Eeyore. Make sure you can see my little Eeyore there. Yep. I'm so pumped up. I'm kind of in a limbo state right now, waiting on t-shirt information so that I can, you know, get the whole t-shirt thing going. Once I know what the t-shirts are doing, I'll know the reality of what we're going to be able to do for the reunion festival, right? I still want it to be 3 days. 3 days of camping, boating, hiking, biking, the works. Looks like this one is going to take longer to save. Oh yeah, it's moving slow. Oh geez. Oh, it's got to be sweet. It's got to be hot. Let me go ahead and cancel the export. And is it going to go to white screen? Alright, I am going to close the program. And I'm going to open up settings, right? And in settings, I am going to open up the apps and go to the Microsoft Clipchamp app. We're going to arrange them by size. And where is Clipchamps? come on. Size me. Get me, I should be right at the top. It should have the most information. Photos. No, come on, keep going. 55 apps found. Come on, I know you're in there. You gotta be a huge one. 61 apps. It's never taken this long. Yeah, it needs to, there it is. Yeah, 9.24 gigabytes. It's harboring a little bit of storage. Let me go to advanced options. And I knew nothing about all of this stuff last year. I just learned how to use all of this stuff most recently. Boy, it's being tiresome here. Okay. So, back to Microsoft Clipchamp. Advanced options. Be patient. Here it is. Reset. Okay. I am going to reset, which is going to delete that 9.24 gigabytes of harbored information. All the important stuff is clouded, so I won't have to re-upload information when I decide to go back to edit something. So now that that is done, I am now going to restart that computer. Turn off the sound so you don't have to hear the little bleeps and bloops. Bleeps and bloops. Yeah. Alright. So there's that. So I will hopefully speed this computer up. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes I'll come back and it'll like, oh my god, it's slower. It's just one of them fucked up things. I need a desktop. Doing all of this shit on 2 laptops is really tedious because they're not designed for this. They're designed for doing shit on the go, little shit, not everything. I get laptops because they're cheap. Well, inexpensive, and I can get them on payments, and that's pretty much why I get the whole laptop thing. Alright, let's try not to, those clicks were my stereo starting up, wanting to go Bluetooth, all of this. Alright, so I'm going to let it sit there in the field of flowers here. Ah, isn't that beautiful? Let's just stay here for a few minutes because that's beautiful. I've got it on my big monitor, so it's very colorful. Let me see, I like the orange. That's my favorite. And probably that yellow. I guess those center 3, the what was that, purple, and then yellow, and then orange. Those 3 right there. Probably my favorite colors. Are those tulips? What the hell are these? Tulips. Hey, I was right. In Holland. Of course it's Holland. Look. That ain't the Army of Darkness there. Or maybe it is. That was a great couple of scenes there in the Army of Darkness inside that windmill. In fact, that's on Prime right now, Army of Darkness. If you've got Prime, punch up Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi film. Just a great fucking... Probably the best in the series. It's got everything. It's got demons and time travel and boobies and, you know, fast cars and slow zombies. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome, dude. You gotta check it out. It's the Army of Darkness. Yeah, I remember when my friends turned me on to that back in the 80s, and I'm like, what, are you kidding me? What is this? Is ridiculous. And then by the end, I'm like, yeah, this is the shit, man. This is the shit. Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. All right, well, enough about the flowers. Let me log in here. There we go. Everything seems booted properly. Let me go ahead and turn off my cloud, and hopefully that will keep things from slowing down. Give it a second, and then I will boot up my program here. Street lights in the 80s. You know, dusk, street lights, TVs flashing in windows, old tube TVs flashing in windows, right? It's a whole different light. The smell, you know, of people cooking dinner, parents getting home from work, latchkey kids trying not to get in trouble at home. Yeah, we were latchkey kids. We would come home and we'd sometimes be for hours and sometimes a day or so or longer without a parent around in the house, and we just have to manage. And we would just have to manage. Hope there was enough food in the house, or we had somebody to go over and rely upon to feed us, you know. Yeah, in Temecula alone, because my father was always down at UCSD. My mother was always up in Hollywood. And then they were always in between, you know. And then when they were at home, they were asleep. With the late 70s, early 80s were just wackadoo. Mainly because I wasn't used to it. I mean, once I got used to that, then it was easy. Then we had a schedule, you know. My sister and I used to stay up all night long watching TV and drinking tea and making toast and just having a ball. Boy. All right, let's see. Let's open up this program again on the slow computer. It's about 6:30. I don't think anybody's waking up today early. No, it's Thursday, so there's no classes till this evening, and that's an online class. I think we have one place to go clean today, and I think it's a solo. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't think anybody's getting up early. At least not before the show's over, right? All right, here we go. So we're going back into Dragnet to the Jade Thumb. So it's clouded, so it's rebooting up all of my elements here from the cloud. That's what this little thing means. All right, so we're all booted up again. Everything looks good. Let me take a look at my fade, make sure nothing changed. All right. You drop me over here and shrink it down a little bit. I like it small. I like all the elements kind of pulled together as tight as possible, and I like to have nothing accessed. There. Now this one was green, so I don't like anything being used. So let's do that, and let's see if we can export faster now. It may or may not work. Okay, that looks faster. Okay, that is ticking faster. That number there is ticking faster. It took about 3 or 4 of these ticks to get one. So that's great. All right, so we can leave that now and let that do its thing. We'll know when it gets to about 5% how long it's going to take. Now, it took me about 8 to 10 minutes to go through that hassle of figuring out how long it was going to take to save, and looks like it was going to take like over an hour because it was so slow. So it took me about 10 minutes to get back to where we were before, with the same amount of save going on. And it looks like it should be quicker than 3 times as quicker as having to have saved it out before the restart. You get what I'm saying? So I think I did the smart thing by resetting the program and rebooting the computer. I think that's going to help my speed, my processor speed. So yeah, I didn't know any of this crap. I had to learn it. I had to call customer service. I had to get tech support. I had to have a guy get on and control my computer and fix things. And I was like, okay, you need to explain to me what you're doing, while you're doing it, how you're doing it, all of this. And I was literally making notes so that when I had to do it again and again and again, and now I can do these things, and they just come second nature, you know. There are a few things that I have to do when I get technical difficulties over on this computer for streaming, and I have to go through a rigmarole here. I'm getting better at doing it on my own without having to go to tech support chat room and dump my problem in there and say, Now I can kind of figure it out on my own. It's got to be something really heavy. Okay, so it's saying 45 minutes to save, but it's going so fast that I think that's going to drop to 30 minutes within 5 minutes. It really should. So, yeah, I'm figuring by 7 o'clock. Ish. That's cool. I'm going to heat up this coffee again because I want to enjoy it. In fact, I'm going to get a little more. Come on. I think I over-creamed my coffee. I added a little more coffee and then a little more creamer, and I think I put too much creamer. I think I put the amount of creamer for a full cup, and it should have been the amount of creamer for like a third of a cup, which should have just been a splash. But no, I had to put too much, and now my coffee is going to be too sweet. It's going to be sweet, 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 and hot. Yeah. Over sweet and overheat. I think it's too hot. I just can't get it right. I can't get it right. All right. 12.3%, 45 minutes still. It should come off of that 45 minutes any minute now. It really should. I don't think it's going to take that long. I don't think so. I don't think so. Lucy, I'm home. Ah. All right. So how the heck are you? I are okay. I don't have enough waking time anymore. That's horrible for an insomniac. It's horrible. There's probably something really, really righteously wrong with me. But, you know, I don't want to know. It probably ain't fixable. So if I can't fix it, I don't want to know about it. Yeah. while I got out yesterday and got the Saturn together, I didn't start my van. And I thought, you know what, if I'm going to start it, I'm going to have to start it, take it down and put a few bucks of gas in it, drive it around a few minutes, and then bring it home and park it. Right? And if I'm going to do that, should I then bust out the hose and wash it? Because paint is going to be flying, man. That thing is peeling like I used to when we'd go to Parker, Arizona. Oh, man, we'd come back from Arizona, and I would just be rock lobster and peeling every time. White guy in the sun ain't good. But my white van had a paint job that just sucks. Well, I mean, it's those paint jobs nowadays. You see how many vans you see driving down the road just peeling like a banana. No, it looks horrible. It's horrible. So every time I wash it and put the hose on it, man, paint chips are just flying off. What are you going to do? Arrest the areas, you know, get some white enamel and brush in little white enamel into all the spots where, you know, it might start peeling again, all the edges. The damage is done. I mean, all you're going to do is create little weird white outlines once it starts peeling beyond that. I mean, for my money, I would just power wash the thing every fucking week and just take it down to primer, right? Because that's where it's headed. It's headed to gray. There's a good gray. It's a primer gray. I wish I could just go snap my fingers and have all of the white gone. You know, that'd be fine. Well, it switched to 30 minutes. It's 23%. So that one's actually running pretty quick. It should be done by 7. Reboot my live chat here. December 8th, 1949. Foggy. Robbery, day watch, Monday, December 1st. Great. It's really cool. December 15th, stormy. That's what a neat, you know, what a neat way to keep track of it. Had to have the weather in there. So far, my Friday night episode of Video Time Machine has gone through the checks and it seems to work. It's on YouTube, saved privately, but so far everything feels good about it. I'm going to eventually go back and take that Richard Simmons video and rework it with a new song and new video elements and try to put a collage together, an actual memorial video rather than just one of his little Sweatin' to the Oldies videos. So that'll be neat. That'll be neat. But that's going to take the back seat because right now I want to concentrate on some original content. No, that's not too sweet. But it's hot. Sweet and hot. That Let's Go to the Movies music video. I found some more elements last night with that drive-in theater stuff and other things. So I keep coming up with more and more elements. I don't want to produce the video, pardon me, I don't want to produce a half-assed video. I want to do the video that I see in my head, or at least for the most part, I want to try to capture the feeling that that I wanted to convey, you know. So it's going to be sitting here watching the video that I have, listening to the music, compiling elements together in the program, and then coming up with a plan of attack, right? It's like, okay, first of all, do I want to take the original video and create a black and white version? Or do I just want to take snippets and turn them black and white? Do I want the whole video to be in color? Do I want it to be in black and white? Do I want my elements on the screen to be in black and white? I mean, it's going to be big screen theater stuff, drive-in theater stuff, home TV stuff, and things, movies and elements and stuff in that arena, right? You get what I'm saying? It should, when you're watching the video and listening to the music, you should feel like you want to go to the movies, right? You want to sit around with your friends and family and just have a good time watching a good old movie. That's it. That's what the song's about. Friends, families, good times, and a good movie. I wish I could have gotten some more elements in Hollywood when we were there. It's just hard to do so much in just a few hours. And then, man, I wore myself out really quick when we were out there. I mean, just trying to get from Alvera Street to the Griffith Observatory and then down to Sunset and Vine was just, it was enormous, you know. It was enormous. The traffic alone was crazy. We were taking places that were really pretty much free of traffic, and it was still crazy. You get up near Griffith Observatory and the traffic was just halfway down the mountain. You know, it took us forever to get there to park, to get into the parking lot. And then the line to pay for parking, it would have taken us longer to stand in line to get a parking permit than it took us to walk over and take a photograph here, a video there, a video here, a photograph, and we got back to the car. And people who had been in line when we got there were still in line trying to get a parking ticket. And we just like, fuck this, we're out of here. I mean, what are they going to do? It's not like they're checking the parking lot to see who paid and who didn't. How do you know if the person, you can't give somebody a ticket because they don't have a parking pass because they're standing in line for 30 minutes, right? Seriously. So, yeah. That saved a half an hour. It literally saved a half an hour out of that hour and a half long trip from Alvera Street all the way up to the Griffith Observatory. It saved a half an hour out of an hour and a half journey just by not paying for the parking and standing in that stupid line at the only one kiosk out of the 3 kiosks they had. There's only one working. It's this tiny little lot, probably 200 or 300 cars in this little lot. One kiosk. And a computerized one at that, right? And of course, nobody there knows how to work it. Half of the people are from another country and trying to figure out how to work this crap. You know, what do you mean I can't use cash? What do you mean I can't use a traveler's check? What do you mean I can't use my credit card from another country? I mean, that's like, oh, yeah. It was weird. And then we finally get down to Hollywood and Vine, and my glasses break. And now all of a sudden I can't see anything. They're for distance. So I can't see anything 6 feet and beyond. I can't see street signs. I can't look for a pizza place to eat. Right? So we pull over in this spot where this is where we're going to park. We're going to leave the car here for a few minutes next to this bar. And we're going to walk up and get a few pictures and get a piece of pizza and then walk back to the car, right? And my glasses break and I have to literally, I'm just turning red. My ears are smoking. My wife is like, Chihuahua, what a doofus. So she's really patient dealing with my freak out about not having glasses. I don't have an extra pair. I don't have a repair kit. I don't have anything. And she's the one that, comes up with this and that, and it's like I'm trying to work needle and thread through to tie because that's all I can come up with, and she finds a paper clip and it happens to fit, and it's like, ugh. So now it's like, do we have the tools? And I have to literally bend a paper clip around to keep my arm from falling off of these glasses and to keep the lens from falling out. And I got to do all of this holding it all together, with no glasses to see what I'm doing, because I need bifocals to see up close, right? So, yeah, every time I leave now, I leave with an extra pair of glasses and the eyeglasses repair kit. Doofus. So that kind of burned us out, and by then it was like, you know what, let's just find a place to eat and then get back to the show so we're ready when the kids are ready to after the show. So we did that. Found a place at I think it was a Carl's Jr. and we sat and goofed on all the people. Because the place, we were there for 20 or 30 minutes after the place was closed, and it was still had so much traffic. The drive-thru was open, and there were people trying to walk through the drive-thru, foreigners who were trying to walk through the drive-thru. They kept walking up to the drive-thru window and wondering why somebody wasn't taking their order. I was halfway tempted to say, all right, girls, get in the back and let's drive you through and get you some food and then you can go on your way. Literally, I was going to do that, And they finally walked around to the window and I think got told, you're out of here, dummies. And then this homeless guy showed up and wanted them to give him some tortillas or something, right? Just give me a tortilla, man. And it was like, this guy was like, I'm going to die tonight, man. I'm going to die. I'm starving. It's like, oh, this guy was killing me. And I'm looking around the car, and I had this big bag of snacks that we had brought, some crackers and chips and candy and, every little thing you could think of to have something to chew on, granola bars and whatnot. It's like, all right, so I dig into my pocket, and I pull out a little wad of $1 bills, and I jam it into the bag, and I go out there, and I say, excuse me. And he's over harassing somebody at the drive-thru order menu, right? And he's just, man, just order me a taco, man. Just give me something, man. So he's harassing these people. He's already harassed the people at the door. Now he's harassing somebody at the drive-thru. Right? Well, I'm going to give this guy some fucking food, right? So I approach him, and start talking to him 50 feet away. So by the time I get to him, I don't freak him out. And he freaks out. He turns around. He says, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'll go away. I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, dude, it's okay, brother. I'm just trying to help out. He said, I'm sorry, And he started getting really weird. And I'm thinking, all right, this was a mistake. And so he said, I'm not taking anything from you unless you're a cop. Are you a cop? Show me a badge and I'll take something. And I'm like, wow, this dude has been put through the fucking ringers. He didn't know whether to shit or go blind. He didn't know whether he's coming or going. He's going to die tonight. He wants food, but he won't take anything from me because I'm not a cop. And I'm like, ugh. All right, dude, whatever. I said, all right, well, and by this time he's walking away and crossing the street, screaming over his shoulder some fucking crazy shit. And I'm like, way to make me feel even worse, Not only, can I not help you, but now I feel horrible even trying to, It's like, oh, fuck it. Took my bag of snacks and money and went back to the fucking car, and it's like, let's just get out of here, The city's a fucked up place, and there's fucked up people here, so fuck them. Let's go back to the country where I know that if I go down to the corner and there's somebody there that needs help, they'll accept help from a guy like me. You know, it's like the guy was grubby and bearded, and, you know, I mean, he looked like he and I were like simpatico, right? They had him fucking fried. Sad. It was really sad. 'Cause I got no problem, you know, recognizing somebody who needs some help and then offering whatever I can do to help, you know. I'm not going to give somebody a ride. I'm not going to, you know, force my family to endure somebody. That's me. That's a me thing, right? I'll give somebody a hug. I'll give anybody a hug, you know, homeless guy, whatever, you know, it don't bother me. But, I mean, I just felt like, God, that guy made me feel horrible, you know? All I wanted to do was help. And he made me feel horrible. That's 6:53. I've got 62% to go. It says 15 minutes. We're doing all right. I can probably get another couple of these done before the show is over. Yeah, I've got 4 more. Three more after this. That's cool. And then if I can just get if I can get all of this month and next month programmed, that's going to take the load off. Then I can then get into some original programming. And I think today, this is the day that I'm going to use for doing stuff here in the room, right? So on Thursday mornings, Thursday night, I'll get it set up in here for me to do something. Work on 8-track tapes, work on a stereo, open up a machine and dig into it and see what I can do to fix it. And I'll set up cameras and lights and stuff at a table pointing at what I'm doing. And basically this area here will be a fold-up table with something pretty on it, and the camera over my shoulder here aimed down at it directly so you can get a bird's eye view of what's going on. And then my other 2 cameras here, the full room cam and my close-up cam. And I'll just have my close-up cam kind of aimed at my side, kind of like it is now. So yeah, we'll do that. And we'll do arts and crafts, working on stuff, looking at records, digging through. I'll pull up a stacks of 45s and we'll go through 45s and we'll look through them, and you know, and we'll just try to start utilizing more of the stuff in this room, which is exactly why I put this camera here. And this camera here, it can be aimed in many different directions so that I can use it for, you know, for doing other stuff. And then I can also set up a USB camera coming through this computer here. And what I do is I just open up this little camera program, pipe my USB camera in, and then we see it on this screen here. Pretty basic stuff, right? This one's saving along pretty good. Good old Jack Webb. One cigarette smoking dude, man. Dude smoked like a freight train, right? I mean, oh my gosh. There you go. Yeah, I loved it when it went to television. It was just, it was different than the radio. It was the same, but it was different. You had Frank Gannon, the old guy, his partner, the old guy. Henry Morgan, is that what he was? Yeah, the guy from MASH, Colonel Potter. Totally. And I get a kick out of the remake. That's one of those early remake deals that I thought they did well. The reboot movie of Dragnet with Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks, Dabney Coleman, a few other guys. Really, 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 really good interpretation, adaptation of Dragnet, the show. It was really good. I enjoy watching it all the time. I still watch. It's one of my sleeping pill movies. I'll pop it on and use it to kind of hang out, relax, and go to sleep. Not because it's boring, because it's like comfort food, right? Puts me in a good, happy place, so it's easy to go to sleep. I don't do that with crap movies. I don't put on a boring movie. This is a boring movie. It's just crap. I'm going to put this on because I won't sleep. And if I do, it's horrible sleep. Now, I like a good movie that I love to watch, enjoy. So I could stay up and watch it all night long, or I can put it on and go to sleep. Either way. But it makes me feel good. That's why I use that particular movie, whatever movie it happens to be. Because it makes me feel good. That's it. I like a feel-good movie. You know? Even Platoon. Right? That's a feel-good movie. He kills the guy at the end. Makes me feel good to know that that son of a bitch got killed. And they don't mention it. They don't point to it in the movie. But the fact that at the end that Barnes, the guy that the Chris character, Charlie Sheen's character, kills at the end, right? The fact that after the napalm and they almost kill each other right there, the fact that when Charlie Sheen's character gets up and he's all just destroyed from all the explosions and stuff, and he's got like blood coming out of his ears, and he's just like white ashen, and he picks up an enemy AK-47, makes sure it has ammo, locks and loads it, and then finds Barnes and kills him, just lights him up with, you know, a good burst of automatic fire, and just kills him, rips him to shreds, right? But what they never talk about is the fact that did he purposely pick up an AK-47 to do this so that if his body has to undergo inspection, they won't find friendly fire in him, right? And is that one of those hidden Easter egg things in the movie that once again point to Oliver Stone as actually being the real, true Chris character in the movie, right? I don't know. You tell me. Watch Platoon, and watch a few Oliver Stone movies. Watch the interviews with Oliver Stone about those war movies, and you tell me what you think. You know, you tell me what you think. Because I think it was him. I think that all of those things that happened to Charlie Sheen's character Chris in the movie Platoon, I think all of those things, or most of those things, happened to Chris or to Oliver Stone, right? They either happened to Oliver Stone or someone close to him in Vietnam. Pretty sure it was him, though, right? My father used to talk of Vietnam and would seem somewhat detached about some of the things, you know, and by him being detached or seemingly detached, did that point to him as being the culprit of some of these things? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Possibly. It could be. You know, I mean, there was a lot of shit that went on in Vietnam where guys weren't happy about. He always said that he never did anything there that was going to give him nightmares, right? He had nightmares later in life, about Vietnam and people. He used to tell me that he would see his old Vietnam buddies sitting on the foot of his bed, right? He would wake up to these guys in the room with him, right? Now that's a little traumatic there, to have that kind of shit happening, right? So I don't know where his head was at with all of that stuff, you know. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. Well, it says I got 3 minutes, 45 seconds left over here. 89, 90% to go. That's pretty good. It's just after 7. All right. So by 7:15, I should be starting another one. Man, I hope this next one goes quicker. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I played a little Minecraft yesterday. Yesterday there was nobody here. I was bored. I had stuff going on 2 computers here, and I had like half an hour to an hour in between projects waiting for stuff to process and save, much like it is now. And I was like, I don't want to just sit here and get into a movie and then miss parts of the movie while I'm screwing around here. So I thought, all right, I'm just gonna get into Minecraft, and I'm gonna do something to get me toward that goal, so that when I go in Monday night, I've got a plan of something that I'm going to be doing, right? So I built some road north, and I got to a dead end, pretty much a body of water that I could not see. If it can't see an opposite shore, I will not start building a bridge unless I've taken a boat and know that it's just beyond the horizon, right? But so I decided to make a western turn and start heading west towards sundown. And I found a spot where I can then go north from there and just have to bridge a small water gap. But in heading west, I found a lot of land to explore. So I'm going to be, from there, I'm just going to take a road west, and I'm going to take it as far west as my map will allow me to take. Where's my map? Where the hell's my map? Hello. Oh, it's probably in here. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to be taking it as far west as the parallel northern road is, so that I can go west, and then from down south I can then go north up to that and meet. And basically, yeah, okay, 495. So I think right now I'm at 5650-ish. And I've got to go down to, oh yeah. So I've got to go over a few thousand and then down a few thousand to meet up with the other roads. But that just means that now I've got this huge amount of land in between these roads that needs exploration. And then at some point they get crossroads and parallel roads and stuff. All right. Well, this one is done saving out. So we'll let it process the final process and put it in the file. And it's done. So we are going to go back, keep editing. And first of all, retitle. And the next title is, let's go ahead and mark a red slash next to this one. The J thumb rings. Okay, garbage, shoot, murder. Ooh, garbage, shoot, murder. Garbage, shoot with a CH. Murder. All right, and the date is December 15th, 1949. 15, and that's it. Now let's drop these elements out and get rid of that graphic, get rid of that audio, find the new audio. Oh, that's right, because I reset this program, I have to relocate it. Dragnet. There we go. Dragnet, and the audio file is garbage shoot murders, and there's the graphic garbage shoot murder. Okay. Excellent. Open. There we go. And let's see, let's install the graphic while the audio is loading. Get the graphic spread out. Spread it all the way to the end. And shrink this graphic down on the screen. Put it in the right spot. Take a look at it. It's a look at the good. It's a look at the good. And we'll wait for that audio to load up. Oh, I guess we could fade that graphic in and out. I hate to make that mistake and save it. That always pisses me off. Alright. So, audio is going to prepare. We'll add the audio, check it at either end, and save. And have it saving by 7:15. Yeah, if I could afford the health points, man, I would start smoking cigarettes. I don't know why. I never fancied myself a cigarette smoker, even when I was smoking cigarettes. But, I don't know, lately, I've just had this urge to puff, to drag, man. Puffing and dragging. Puff the magic dragon. Yeah, that's it. Maybe that's it, because I want to watch Puff the Magic Dragon. Maybe if I do that, I won't want to smoke cigarettes. Yeah, that's it. Alright, that's cooling down. Too much. I gotta heat it up again. And this is still preparing 75%. Alright, I picked up some really good cinnamon raisin bread. So when I get done with this, I can toast up a couple of pieces of cinnamon raisin bread, slather them with butter, and have a little juice. Ah, jeez. My signal just died. I don't know, my live stream is going funkin' wonky on me. It's going funkin' wagnall. It's going funkin' wagnall on me. Looks like it's back. But it went a little weird. Probably went glitchy on your end. Let me know what's going on. Yeah, my kilobytes per second just dropped into the zeros. And I was dropping hundreds of frames here. Seems to be better now. But I don't know what it looked like on that end. So if it looked weird, let me know. If not, don't worry about it. All right, so we got the garbage chute murder here. We're going to add the audio. I know you can't see any of this, but you've seen this before. Unless you want to see it, then let me know. All right, we'll stretch that graphic, stretch that PNG. Make sure that we've got fade on everything. Make sure we got fade, make sure we got fade. Sound is off so I can run my test without sound. But I can monitor the sound. Okay, I got sound coming in. Graphic goes in and out. Sound is working. Graphic is working. Alright, that's good. Good, it's good. Let's get it down to small. We are accessing none of the elements. It is titled. It is audio, graphic, PNG. Correct, and export, and it is 7:13. All right. Took about 10 minutes to do that. Even with all the loading of that audio. Oh, 5%. Okay, this is going pretty fast. So this should be the fastest one yet. Right on, yeah. Well, thinking about food made me hungry. What time is it? 7. 7:15. Yeah, I got a little while to wait. That's all right. I'm a starving artist. Oh, lists of movies. You know, I have been slightly remiss in keeping up with my list. I have this ongoing catalog of everything that I've uploaded, all the videos, not the live stuff, just the actual videos, my stuff, borrowed stuff, weekly programming, commercials, that kind of stuff. But I haven't updated it in like a month or longer. So I'm going to have to go back and pull up my YouTube videos in a list, and then pull up the catalog, and then take this information and enter it into this catalog database. That's it. So that I know where videos are and how they've been used, and I know by looking at one glance at a list that eventually I can print out in, you know, big chunks. I can look back and say, okay, this, well, I've used this before, you know. I can also enter all of this information into different create a Windows program where I can bring up data by organizing it by this information or this information or this information. Give me alphabetically by author, right? Give me alphabetically by video name. Give me chronologically by number, right? Or give me only these titles. Give me only the ones with this word in it. So, yeah, trying to figure out how to put a database together. I'll have to pop open Excel or something and create my little database. I don't know why. I mean, it ain't earning me any credits or money. You know, it's just keeping me busy. Killing time on planet Earth. That's it. It says 45 minutes. It should go down to a half an hour pretty quick. It's going really quick. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, delay. Oh, Dilly Lally.
Yep.
Having too much. Just having too much. That's it. I will probably play Minecraft again before Monday. Just trying to set up Monday's shot, Monday's opening. You know, where am I going to open from on the show, and what am I going to do from there? The last few episodes, I did a lot of running around, gathering crap. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and gather crap between now and Monday, and just pick a day and then just go in and work on a road so that I've got a place to go explore and some holes to crawl into and explore, you know, and then do that. The only bummer is that I'm not real coordinated when it comes to battling mobs, and I tend to get myself into trouble. And I almost died a couple of times lately, and I'm almost at like 50 points. Those little points, what the fuck they're called, the little green number. But I would like to get it up to 100 and actually utilize those things for creating enchantments, I guess is how it works, right? But I always tend to get my number really high and then die and lose all of those and then wind up with 7 and have to start over again. So I need to think about, look, is it worth it to try to save it up here and risk losing it all? Or should I just get it up to about 50-ish and then spend a bunch of them and then go about my business, right? Because even if my daughter was playing, she hasn't played in such a long time that she's going to run the risk of getting slaughtered playing, right? So yeah. So I don't know, usually when I go down into mines and stuff, I keep a clock handy and a bed, and I find safe little places to crash out for the night so I don't get overrun with mobs at nighttime in a cave, because they just keep spawning and then they stay around because it's dark, right? And then pretty soon they're just everywhere. So I can't have any of that. So I try to sleep as often as possible and avoid the nighttime, and just save myself the hassle. I know a lot of people like to, actually play the whole game for what it is. And I just kind of pick elements that I enjoy out of it and kind of cater the game to my style of playing, right? I'm more into exploring and crafting and mining and villaging and that kind of stuff. I'm not into the fighting and the nethering and the dinosaur, the ender dragon and all that. I'm just, that's neat, but it's not where it's at for me, right? We've played games where we've done a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's good for what that is, but I enjoy the creativity end of it. Building. Roads. Endless roads. Just roads everywhere, left and right, and up and down, and, connecting villages to villages. And spending a lot of time and energy and materials to build those rails that go from like one end of a map here 2 maps away to the other end of a map over there. I mean, just these mine rail things that just span the whole world, Yeah, that's the shit there. It makes getting around a lot easier. You just jump on a rail, push go, and sit back, and then just sit back, and it's like, all right, do I get off here? No, keep going, I think I've got one place where I have a bunch of materials saved in a few different boxes for finishing a certain rail line. So I will probably get into figuring out the logistics of finishing that rail line. From the beginning spawn house, there's a little village right next to it. From that village, I've created a rail station and line that takes us all the way north to a farm mine that then junctions and has a station there, and that actually junctions off and goes west to east out through 3 other different areas all the way out past another map. So it just goes on forever, right? It just goes on forever, and it's so freaking awesome. I get a kick out of it. I really do. I love Minecrafting. And I love that it's open-ended. It's 3-dimensional. You can choose how you want to play. You don't have to conform. There's no video things that pop up, you know. It doesn't keep coaxing you in a direction, right? You're just there, and you do whatever the fuck you want. And that's what I dig about it. You don't have to do anything unless you want to do it, you know. If you want to go through and be a vegetarian, you can do that. If you want to go through and never take something that's alive, you can do that, right? Even though it's just a freaking game. It's like, okay, I'm only going to take fallen trees, right? That's going to limit your stuff, your abilities to craft, but it's also going to make the game more interesting. Look, I'm only going to be a vegetarian. I'm only going to take fallen trees. I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to do that. I'm only going to live this way. I won't do this. You know, if I use any animal products, it's something that has been killed by another animal. So a dog will kill a sheep, and then it'll leave the wool and the mutton there. And it's like, boom, now I can make a bed. Or you find a village and you use that stuff there. You use the stuff that's in a village, you know. All right, I'm gonna dismantle these things and use them for myself and turn them into the things I need. And that's, you know, it makes it more challenging and more fun, and you can create your own your own game, which is pretty much what I do. You know, I decide, all right, this is what I'm going to do in this world. This is how I'm going to be in this world. I'm only going to do these things. You know, most of the time, in fact, all of the time, it's done in survival. Everything's done in survival. I always do my worlds in survival. Creative world, we have a creative, a world that we built in creative. We started in survival, and then eventually at some point it just got so out of control that we needed to move faster, and it turned to creative mode. But all of the worlds I do are in survival because it's just more challenge. You know, if I got to build something, I really got to go and get all the shit to build. I can't just push a button and then have every block imaginable. It's just too easy. It's too easy. So yeah, I will probably get on at some point between now and Monday and come up with some plan for Monday, right? It's like, okay, I've built this road and this road, or I've gathered up these materials to go do this task, you know, and I think it's going to work like that. And in fact, that rail line from one end of the map all the way to the other, I think that right there would be an important thing to work on, because it is it's almost completed. It's really almost complete. I can take a rail from the farthest place east to the nearest place west on one long line, right? From from this farm to that ranch, to that mine, to that faraway village, right? And then from this mine farm here, I can go north to south all the way to the original spawn house. So this will enable me to get from one end of the map to the other once I complete this small portion of line. So yeah, maybe that will be Monday. We'll be completing that. So maybe between now and then I'll gather up the materials I need to do that and put them all there and start the show from there. From that station that's been unused, start from there, run up the line and say, okay, here's the end of the line, let's continue it over to here, right? And then I will already have the coordinates that we need to go from here to there, and we need to wiggle it this way. You know, I hate going up and down because of the amount of power rails that you need to go up, right? So I try to avoid going up and down. I try to keep my rail line at one level. Sometimes it's hard because you'll start off and your rail line will be above ground 9 blocks, and then you get over here and all of a sudden you're at ground level. And then you got to bump yourself up so that you can take off. So from one station to another, I go from 9 blocks high to ground level, and now I'm taking that station and moving it up 9 blocks and taking it off from there. And then every once in a while it's got to bump up so that it can clear the terrain that's climbing in altitude. I love this game. It's so fun. It's so ridiculously, stupidly fun, you know. A Minecraft movie? Give me a break. I was just talking about the other day, you know, that it needs to be feel like reality, but it needs to be an augmented reality. It needs to be a James Cameron Avatar created world where real live actors have on the device so that they can then animate those characters into some kind of some kind of altered reality, right? So you can turn a normal person into somebody who's a little blocky and square. That would be cool. You know, where everything they hold is kind of a square, this size square, that size square, right? Everything needs to be blocky. Their fingers need to be little blocks connected together to create knuckles. I mean, everything needed to be Minecrafty. And to take it and then just go straight live action with real actors and stuff, nah, miss. Complete. I don't even want to look at it. It's a miss. It's a complete miss. Nope. Used to be a guy wakes up on a beach, right, and struggles for a little while, makes a few things, and then makes his way to a village, and then makes some friends. You know, and then becomes the guy that everybody goes to for stuff, and then has to protect the village and save the village and explore and you know, and then find other people because he's not like the villagers. They're kind of weird and goonish, and they speak a weird language. So eventually he learns the language, but he's got to find another person. Eventually he does. He finds another actual human, blocky as they may be. But I mean, I could come up with something better than. All I saw was a photo, and I could come up with something better than that. You could already see that it's just catering to all the bullshit out there. You know, we got to be sure to have all the right characters. Okay, we're gonna put a whole bunch of people in it because we've got to hit all of the right, tick all of the right boxes. Like, give me a break. You know, why? Why can't you just make a fucking movie? You know, why do you have to appeal to specific audiences? If it's a good movie, it doesn't matter who it's going to appeal to everybody because it's a good fucking movie. You know? What about if you never show It's Minecraft. What about if you never show the character? We never see what the character looks like. All we see are the hands of the character and what the character is holding in the hands. Are you holding an axe? Are you holding a timepiece? Are you holding a map? What are you holding? You know? And that's what we see. We see a first person. Maybe that was the movie. Waking up, opening eyes, blinking open sideways on the beach in the sand with little tiny pieces of square sand around, brushing off little tiny square pixelated pieces of sand off of your little square fingers, you know. I mean, come on. That would be beautiful. Nobody comes to me for advice, you know. And then you don't even have to worry about seeing the character. That character never has to even be there. You know, it could just be a voice. And the eyes, you know. You can go through a whole movie just through the eyes of somebody. Why not? Eventually they make a mirror. They fashion a mirror and we get to see the character. And it's Tom Hanks. Give me a break. It's cold. I gotta heat it up. But it should be like Lost on an Island, Lost on a Beach. And it turns out to be an island, and then you see a further away, there's an, so now you gotta make a boat to get to that beach over there because it's a bigger island. And then you find your way to a little strip of land that takes you to a continent, you know, and eventually you find a village and people and trading. I've seen some pretty good animated shorts, Minecraft shorts, that where they use the actual video game and the characters, and they animate everything, and it's just, you know, not like the actual Minecraft stuff, but fan videos, right? There's some good stuff. Had they, you know, the studios have it so easy now to figure out what people want. Why do they keep trying to figure it out without asking the people? Right? Ask the people what they want. You know, you don't just assume or tell the people what they want so that you can sell them these things later, which is basically how it works. You know, ask the people what they want. You know, what do they want in a movie? I want to see real Minecraft in a Minecraft movie, and I want it slightly augmented for reality so that when you're watching it, you feel, you don't see lines and pixels. You see everything's pixelated and squared, but it doesn't feel like it because it's more of a reality than the game, right? It's like taking Minecraft and merging it with the video technology of Far Cry, right? Which are almost the same type of game. There's just a lot of shooting in Far Cry. But it's the same, you know, premise. So if you could take that, and now you've got the pixelated world, but everything is clearer and softer and has that texture of reality, right? There are no longer lines on everything to divide. So you see a hillside and it's squared, stepped up, but you feel the grass hanging over the sides of the dirt blocks. There's no lines to divide the dirt blocks, right? Everything looks a little more organic, right? But you could still pull it off, you know, and give you the same feeling of Minecraft. And to do the same thing with people. They've got little square blocks connected to make knuckles and hands and stuff, but it's soft and round and smooth at the same time, you know, and while it still looks like Minecraft, it feels more like reality. They can do that. I know they can do that. But yeah, to do it from a first-person point of view, the entire movie, that would be the way to do it. Because it would convey the whole sense of the game, right? You are the character that wakes up on that beach with nothing. You know, you've even got amnesia, so you don't even know who the fuck you are. And in a video game, you start off not knowing anything, so that's perfect. You got amnesia, you got ripped up clothing, right? So you need to create clothes, you know. You need to fashion tools to get materials to fashion better tools. You've got to build shelter, you know, all of these things, you know. And if you do it Minecraft-like, but with a sense of reality, with an organic feel to it, oh man, that'd be so fucking cool. That'd be so cool. It would be so cool that you'd probably have to turn it into a series of movies or a TV show or something. And don't call it Minecraft. Don't have anything that says Minecraft in the title, right? It should have something in the title that says Minecraft without actually saying the word Minecraft, right? So Minecraft people know it exactly because of that, because of the words used in the title, but other people don't even know what the hell's going on. It just looks like a cool, slightly animated, you know, movie about something. So then you can grab all kinds of audiences. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would that title be? Mob Slayer? Mob Slayer. I think I when my daughter first started playing, she had no idea how to think about a screen name and all of that. And we're like, screen name. It's like, now we got to come up with a screen name. When we first started playing Xbox, and it was all about Minecraft. So I said, well, why not Bone Killer, right? Because killing them bonies, them skeleton dudes. So her screen name for the longest time was Bone Killer, and mine was Googly Bear. Of course, she changed it later because it did not fit her. Yeah. Now when I get on, I play her stuff in her game, and I use her profile because, because that's where my world is. It's in her profile, so I have no choice. The world of Frederick is in my daughter's profile. I don't even think I have a profile on her game. I'm going to have to get with Joey and find out if he's going to be driving with his friends or flying. They said they might want to drive. And I looked on the map. It's like Highway 66, pretty much the whole way. They can buzz along Highway 66 and see a lot of stuff along the way. Route 66. And then it just comes right in our back door over here at some point. And then from here, shooting up through the Mojave and into Vegas, right up the 15, goes right into Utah. So it's a sweet drive that way. It's a beautiful drive from here to Utah. You go through the most awesomest country. You go through all of the country out here. Then you go through the Mojave Desert Preserve. And then you go through a little stretch of highway into Vegas. You go through Vegas. And then on the outside of Vegas, it's just some beautiful country between Vegas, and a little piece of Arizona, and then Utah, and then Utah's just beautiful. It's gorgeous country the whole time. So it's going to be, it's awesome sauce. Yeah, whether you stay here a day or two or, an hour or two, you guys are going to have a bitchin' trip. A beachin' trip, man. You're going to see a lot of great country. You're coming across the whole country. But if you guys drive, you're going to be rocking, man. You're going to see so much. If you do drive, try to plan it so that you get, you guys don't have to, like, somebody sleeping and somebody driving and somebody driving and somebody sleep, because then you're missing out on, somebody's missing out, right? Try to set it up so that you get a long stretch of driving during the day, but it doesn't, put you asleep, Get good rest at night, some good driving days, 3 days, and you can, see a lot. I can do some serious driving. I have to limit my driving because I can just get in the car and drive for 18 hours. Easy. Rest a couple of hours and then boom, I'm out there for another 12. A lot of people can't do that. So you got to think about doing like 8-10 hour driving shifts, one person and then the other person, back and forth, whatever it is, to make it, feel right. Yeah. And then get some really good rest at night. Get some food, get back to the room, and pass the fuck out. Yeah. Unless you specifically stop in a place where you want to be for a day or more, because that's always cool too. Getting to some place a little early, having some time to get some dinner and a show or do something or see the sights, whatever those sights are, Grand Canyon, and then move on. So, yeah. Rest is the most important thing when you're out traveling around. Having a good place to stay, a reliable place to stay. Know that when you try to stay at the same motel every time, right? The same chain. That always helps. Look, we're going to be able to make it from this one. Look, we've got their motel map. We can make it from this one here to this one here. Why don't we just call ahead? Hey, can you call ahead and get us a room for this one over here? Because that's where we're going next. Yeah, sure, no problem. Stuff like that. Don't be afraid to ask places for help either. Oh, I'm big on that. What kind of help can you give me doing this? And sometimes you'll be surprised at how much is available for you if you just ask for it. Really. So yeah, look into what places have to offer. Things that you're going to do, places you're going to go. See what kind of amenities and facilities and stuff places have. Totally. Oh my goodness. I hear a door open. Oh my goodness. Yep, the house is starting to wake up. Well, it says 30 minutes left at 62.3%. That's going to kick down to 15 minutes here shortly. Shortly. Because it's already been going for, half an hour. And it was only at 45 minutes for a few minutes. So, yeah. So we'll have another video here. We'll be ready for the playlist on YouTube. And I'll get all of these done. I've already loaded up the Dragnet for next week. So, hi, Oliver. So basically, I'm just knocking out the rest of the drag nets for all the way up to the end of next month. And then I'll do that with all of the rest of the shows. And then I'll be ahead of the game. I might even go ahead and load them all up onto YouTube within a week. Well, I can't do that because I can only do like 8 or 9 a day. So I'll probably just do one a week. You know, load once a week. I'll just load up the videos for next week. You know, over the course of 2 days. So at least they'll all be made. Yep, house is awake. I'll be back. All right, people, I was gone for a little bit, doing that morning thing. Now it's just about time to say goodbye. It's just about time to say goodbye. It's just about time. Of course, I'm editing video right now, so the last thing I want to do is start a video, which is my end credits. So I'll just stay here. I'll just do this for another 15 minutes until the video is done editing. And then I'll play my end credits. I mean, what's a little extra time, right? It's only going to take me till about 10 or 15 after 8, which is okay. And what are you going to do, eh? What are you going to do, eh? Not much. What are you going to do? Not much. All right. Hey, what do you say, pal? Not much. What do you say? Not much. What do you say? What do you say? Arr? Arr. Come on, I flipped to this channel and the guy was sitting there barking. He was just sitting there barking. What the fuck's up with that? I got out of there so quick. Yeah, you and me too, brother. You and me too. Me too. Did you hear my stomach just now? It has a tendency to roll like thunder. And it's in one of those moods this morning. It's just rolling like thunder. Basically because all I've got in me is coffee and a little bitty cereal bar. And a big giant cup and a half of coffee. I mean, look at this thing. It's like a 32-ounce mug here. It's giant. And I drink 1 or 2 of those a morning. 5 mornings a week. I don't drink so much on the weekend. I got no reason to wake up too much on the weekend other than work. And if I work on the weekend, it's usually at 11, right? So I don't need to wake up early. Got all morning to wake up. But for this, I got to wake up at 4 in the morning and be here at 5. So I'm coffee man. I am coffee man, baby. Coffee man. All right, I'm going in. Cover me. Of course, if I was really going to have a cigarette, I mean, I got a Camel right there. Of course, that pack of Camels is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. It's got to be a few years old. I bought it as a prop, so, I mean, even when I bought it, it was a pack of, cost me $10 for a prop, right? So the idea was to open up the back of it and pull out half of the cigarettes and stick in marijuana cigarettes, right? So that I could open it up on camera and pull out a cigarette and light a Camel. And it wouldn't be a Camel, of course. It would be a fake, but it would come straight out of an unopened pack. So that was the plan. I decided against that. So there you go. There's the story behind that pack of cigarettes. If I was going to smoke a cigarette, I'd get a brand new pack of cigarettes. Probably American Spirits. Probably something filtered, but something pretty basic. You know, none of those ultra light, smooth things. None of those flavored things. I don't think you can even buy flavored cigarettes anymore, can you? Yeah. They're trying to get rid of flavoring stuff that attracts children. So, yeah, that's crazy stuff. All right, looks like my save has got about 9 minutes to go. And then I can play my end credits and say goodbye. But until then, hi, how are ya? How you doing? How's things? How's tricks? You can always leave a comment and say, dude, you're so fucking dumb. No, really. I mean, I wouldn't care if you did, either way. To each his own, you know. I get kind of goobery, so, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to heat up my coffee. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm back, baby. I was gone, but I have returned. It says I got 5 minutes left on this save, and then I can end my show correctly with a video. I don't care if I go long. I mean, who the hell cares? It's my show, baby. I can do what I want. I know it. What are you going to do about it, right? Right.
Clingity clang, clang, clang.
Oh, that's hot. Sweet and hot. It's got kind of a little hazelnut to it. Not much. Just a little. I'm not a fan of hazelnut, but this'll do. This'll do. Could be worse. I know. I don't know why there's hazelnut in Italian sweet cream. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. It should just be sweet. Yeah, leche dulce. That's it. That's all it should be. Just some sweet milk. But no, they gotta add a little of this and a little of that. It's like when Jack in the Box started seasoning their burgers, right? What the hell did you do that for? I used to love their Jumbo Jack because it was just a nice piece of meat that was basic, you know. If you wanted salt on it, you could salt it, you know. But as soon as they started salting or seasoning the meat with the same crap they put on the fries, the seasoned fries, they just take that one shaker. It's like, okay, let's start dumping this here now. And it just, it's sick. I stopped eating Jumbo Jacks because of that. You know? Why did you do that to me, Jack in the Box? Jack, you pissed me off, Jack. 3 minutes left. No, really. I'm telling you. Totally bummed me out. Totally. Noises. Okay, now it's officially 3 minutes away. Well, let's see. I'm going to be doing probably more of the same here. Get these Dragnet videos done. Get into the Nero Wolf videos. Get those done. Get all the night beats done. Upload the ones I need to. And then go back and get all of the monthly videos done. So I'll get at least 3 monthlies for each monthly series so that I'm good through, October and then into November. So I've got to start on November. That's what I like, is to be a little bit ahead. So I can start a month with, not having to pull together too many elements the first week, right? So, yeah, I'll do that. Get that stuff. And then keep pulling together elements for the, let's go to the movies. I really want that one to hit all the marks. And since I don't have a whole lot of video to work with, original content, I really got to dig up a lot of borrowed content and only use little snippets of borrowed content with no sound. Alter the picture a little so that it's so that the algorithm doesn't, decide to beat me up. But if I can just use it as a slight element, and then at this point I'm gonna have to keep, if I'm gonna use actual movie footage, even if it's just a couple of seconds, I'm gonna have to put somewhere at the end of the video, because I don't want it during the video. So I'm gonna have to put at the end of the video, I'm gonna have to put somewhere and cite all of the movies and shows and stuff where I grab my elements. I'm just going to have to do it, just in case somebody wants to come along later and say, you can't use that, man, unless you put something there that says it ain't yours, man. So I'll do that. I'll go back and put the year and the title of the movie, and where it's at. Where it's at, man. All right, it says I got 40 seconds. I'm at 99% here. All right, we should be getting to the fade. And then I can bug out of here. I can end this puppy. And that's going to free up this computer to do stuff. And that means that I can work on the music video over there. Actually, what I need to do is I need to find the music video stuff here on this computer. Make sure it's clouded, and then pick it up on this computer and start working it over. Start working it. Right? All right. 100%. Whoa. Rolling Thunderbelly. All right, well, all of these videos are staying under a gigabyte, so that's great. All right, and I'm going to open up my file here. Take a look at my available memory real quick. See what I got going on. All right, I'm doing okay. I got about 21. All right, so let's see. I am going to pop on my headphones here and open up my closing video so I can say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. All right, people, you know what to do. Be kind. Be nice. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Go out and do something out there in the world. Do something for yourself, but not just for yourself. Do something for somebody else. You ain't alone out there. Look to your left and right and back and forth. There's people out there. It ain't just your world, because that's all you see. All right, people. Love you. Take care. Be kind. Take it easy. Most especially, stay weird. I'll see you tomorrow morning, people. Adios.